South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. But he died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early Pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late Pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our Pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record Pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at the South Point Studios at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in the gaming capital, and the South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show, as well as all of the folks listening to us here in town on our anchor radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM as well. And our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, .global, iPhone and Android, Google phone covered with the apps, KSHP app. You can listen to us through the radio station, YouTube app. Of course, you can see and hear us through YouTube. And then anywhere you get your podcasting as well. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program on the eve of the opening of Del Mar. Tomorrow we begin with Del Mar, and of course that's the super summertime horse player fun time of the year when we can do breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the race book, at the racetrack, whatever, with Saratoga in the morning, covering right up until the early afternoon, and then early afternoon to the evening with Del Mar. That's tomorrow. Today, however, we do have Saratoga back, and we will get to some of what happened yesterday at Saratoga in a few minutes. Right now here, the weather in Las Vegas, it's 87 degrees outside right now. The sun is shining. And we will not make 100 degrees today. We're going to be 95. So you can see that we're only going to be like 8 degrees difference to top out today from what it is right now. 87, we're going to top out at 95. At least that's what the weatherman says. So, we're getting a little break in the extreme heat, that's for sure, here in Las Vegas. And as far as the rest of the country is concerned, you know we're always thinking about the weather conditions up at Saratoga. Now, I understand they had some rain overnight, a little bit there, but they said it looks beautiful out there at Saratoga right now. But you know the old saying, stick around 10 minutes. If you don't like the weather, it's going to change. But let's hope that the weather doesn't change and that it stays this way for the rest of the day at Saratoga. And we don't have any of those turf races transferred to the main track, okay? So right now it's nice out there at Saratoga. As far as temperatures are concerned around the country, Miami's 87, New York is 95. So New York is going to be just as hot as we are today, with a little bit more of humidity there on the East Coast. All right, Chicago 74, and of course Los Angeles 83 degrees. It'll be that way. That type of weather throughout the weekend at Southern California. So we're going to have fast and firm conditions over there at Del Mar when it starts tomorrow. The hottest spot in the nation, again, goes to Phoenix, Arizona, 100 degrees there. And that's a little bit cooler in Arizona than it has been there in Phoenix. So they're going to enjoy the 100-degree weather and topping out there. And for the most part, as far as precipitation is concerned, all the action is over the Great Lakes, the eastern Great Lakes area up into Canada. So it looks like it's going to be pretty good throughout the country today as far as the racing centers are concerned. All right. When we take a look at Del Mar, just like Saratoga, we're looking at all of these really high, expensive horses and well-bred two-year-olds that are going to start out their racing careers in these two places. These are the hot spots for debuting the stars of the future. Bob Baffert at Del Mar right now has about 24 two-year-olds that are in training, getting ready to go, for a total purchase price of $18 million. Okay? He's got the cream of the crop there. They have totaled over $18 million in purchase price for the 24 horses, and over a dozen fillies that have purchased prices of over $5 million. So he's loaded for bear, Bob Baffert, for two-year-olds at Del Mar. But you know, in the past he might be the only one, but not this year. This year you got Phil D'Amato, Mark Glatt, Ryan Hansen, Richard Mandela, Mike McCarthy, Peter Miller, Doug O'Neill, John Sadler, John Sheriffs, and Jonathan Thomas and Tim Yakteen, all with nice 2-year-olds in their barns at Del Mar. So we're going to have a really a fine look at some of the best 2-year-olds that have been gone through the sales and through, of course, private breeding, etc., that are going to start making their career at Del Mar, as well as the 2-year-olds that we've already seen at Saratoga that will continue there as well. So this is really a fun time of the year when you get to those 2-year-old maiden races. I can tell you that. So we'll wait and see about that. Straight No Chaser, the big sprint champion of last year, will not make the Bing Crosby handicap on the 26th of this month. That's in a week from Saturday, I believe. Not going to make that race. And he may make the Pat O'Brien on August 23rd. We'll wait and see about that. Congratulations to the first clerk of scales, first woman clerk of scales ever in the New York racing circuit. Rosemary Pasquarello was named the new clerk of scales out there in New York at the New York Racing Association. First time a woman's ever held that position. You know, the clerk of scales is the one that measures the weight when they weigh out into the race in the jocks room, and then right after the race, when you see the jock step on the scale, that's weighing out of the race. Clerk of scales will handle that, Rosemary Pasquarello. So congratulations to her. Of course, Larry Comas will now be the announcer at Del Mar. You remember that he was pitching in for Trevor Denman when he didn't come down in the summertime of COVID. And then, of course, in the winter meets that they had at Del Mar as well. Well, now Larry Comas, since Trevor Denman has retired, is the track announcer for Del Mar, and he'll be there at the horns when they open up the racing tomorrow. So you'll enjoy Larry Comas's calling there at Del Mar. Now, looking ahead to some of the 3-year-olds, Sandman is going to take on Sovereignty in an expected small field for the Jim Dandy. Now, that is a week from Saturday, the Jim Dandy. That's the prep, the Saratoga prep for the Travers Stakes, okay? Now, Sandman has been off 71 days since his run in the Preakness Stakes, but he'll be ready and set to go against Sovereignty, and as I said, an expected small field in the Jim Dandy. As far as journalism is concerned, he is at Monmouth Park, and he had a nice, easy jog over the Monmouth main track yesterday morning. I'm sure they're doing the same thing with him this morning. And so journalism is set to go on Saturday in the Haskell at Monmouth. And Monmouth Park has an array of big stakes races. We're going to take a quick glance at the United Nation, the Monmouth Cup, and the Molly Pitcher today. We did, of course, the Haskell yesterday, and, of course, we'll highlight the Haskell on Saturday. And here in Las Vegas, want to congratulate Michael Mizrachi. Michael Mizrachi is the World Series of Poker champion. The World Series of Poker finally concluded yesterday. Michael walks away with the grand prize of $10 million. Big deal here at the World Series of Poker here in Las Vegas, the capital of the World Series of Poker here in Vegas. All righty. Well, we have Jonathan Hardoon with us today, Rich Eng, and, of course, John Lindo and Jerry J. Want to find out what happened yesterday at Saratoga? Well, here's what happened yesterday at Saratoga. First race was a steeplechase stakes race. The winner there was Blue Creek, a $12 winner there. In the first of the flat races, the second race of the day, the highest priced winner of the day came in that race, a $42 winner, Ricardo Santana riding for Philip Antonucci, I should say. Innate upsets the win in the second race at Saratoga at $42. That helped out a nice early pick 5. The third race was the first of several winners on the day for Iret Ortiz Jr., Jose D'Angelo there for $10.40. The fourth race, brother Jose Ortiz got an easy win with Iron Dome. This is a maiden, a 3-year-old and up maiden that won easily at a mile 1/8. This was a very easy win, an impressive win for Iron Dome in the fourth race for Steve Asmussen's first win of the day, paying $360. The 5th race winner, Spirit of New York, was a big win. This horse was a huge win for Adam Rice and Irad Ortiz Jr., who got his second win of the day there. Irad did, paying $12.60. Now, Spirit of New York was a maiden 2-year-old, had a big win, just pulled away from the field in the 5.5 furlong turf race on the Mellon course. This horse was working out at Presque Isle Downs. Now, if you notice the name Rice, Adam Rice is the nephew of Linda Rice. Linda Rice is his aunt. Big win by Spirit of New York in the 5th race, paying $12.60. Then in the 6th race, Luis Saez got his first win of the day for Brendan Walsh, paying $4.90. Our man Jonathan Hardoon's pick finished second. Jonathan has been on that roll for second now, so all his horses have been firing live, but he finished second in that race. Here's how the early pick 5 went. With the $42, $10.40, $3.60, $12.60, and $4.90 winner. Pick 5 paid $1,060.25. Exempt of the $42 winner in the second race, the early pick 4 with the next 4 races paid $80.50. So the $42 winner in the first of the pick 5 yesterday at Saratoga established a $979.75 difference from that payoff to the early pick 4. Nice stuff there. Steve Asmussen got his second win of the day in the 7th race with Flavien Prat aboard and paid $8.70. Luis Saez got his first of 2 wins in the 6th race for Brendan Walsh, paying $4.90. Of course, that was the end of the pick 5 because the steeplechase race was the first. So the 2nd through the 6th race was the early pick 5. The 8th race gave Luis Saez his second win of the day for Joe Sharp, paying $7.50. And then the last race winner, Jose Lezcano, won the Susie O'Kane Stakes with the Mommy's Turn. Mommy's Turn, Jose Lezcano for Chad Brown. In that stakes race, paid $7 even, outrunning Disco Star and Boston's Finest. And that was the stakes race, the last race on the card at Saratoga. Pick 6 paid $1,745.50. Want to tip a hat to Rich Ang. He came up with a winner for us at Colonial Downs in the 6th race. Falfurious, for Paco Lopez, who went to Colonial Downs, and Richie was right, going over the Colonial Downs. He was on a live horse. He was. Falfurious paid $8.20. A nice winner there for Rich Ang at Colonial Downs yesterday. And now we'll go to our first break today. And when we come back, we'll have, of course, your racing menu and our handicappers getting ready and set to go. Jonathan Hardoon, Rich Ang, John Lindo, and Jerry J. So don't you do it. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. Join us for one of our biggest nights of the year, California Breeders' Champions Night on July 26th, with a full night of stakes action, with the Governor's Cup Futurity led by the super talented filly, French Valley, plus top qualifier, El Dictator. The Governor's Cup Derby will have a lineup of accomplished runners, plus the ageless Cattail Cove could also be in action. It's the track of sunsets and stars, Los Alamitos Racecourse, California Breeders' Champions Night.
Alrighty. Back on Race Day Las Vegas for this almost Friday, Thursday. Before we get to your racing menu, one last congratulations out there goes to trainer Steve Asmussen, who won his 18th Lone Star Park training title. 33 winners in the 41-day meet. Steve Asmussen winning another Lone Star Park training title. Wow. 18 of them. Okay, here we go. Here's the menu of racetracks available today in the racebook, simulcast centers and racetracks around the country. Reminding you, as we always do, the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone, because that's where we're at, in the Pacific time zone here in Las Vegas. These will be the first post times rolling out in our racebook today here at the South Point. If you're listening in many different time zones around the world, just adjust wherever you're at, from wherever you're at to the Pacific time zone. Tweak it out so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. Okay, here we go. We begin with Colonial Downs. Colonial Downs has 12 races today. The first 3 races will be 2.25 mile steeplechase races. So the first 3 will be steeplechase races, and then after that, you'll have 5 turf races and 4 main track races of the 9 flats left on the 12 race card at Colonial Downs. First post time, they have a pick 6 carryover, a regular pick 6 carryover there of $6,187. Colonial Downs first post time is at 7:45. Got about 20 minutes to start at Colonial Downs. All right, next up comes Delaware Park. Delaware Park has 9 races. They have a stakes race today, the $125,000 Dashing Beauty Stakes at 6 furlongs for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up, a field of 6 before scratches. 3 to 5 favorite there is Mystic Lake. 2 to 1 second choice is St. Benedict's Prep. That's the Dashing Beauty, the 6th on the card at Delaware Park. And the first post time there for 9 races set at 9:30. 9:30 at Delaware Park. Belterra Park is next. Belterra Park has a Super High 5 carryover today of $6,693. Regular Super High 5 carryover there at Belterra Park. 8 races. First post time is at 9:35. 9:35. Saratoga. Well, all I can say is the track should be fast and the turf courses should be firm. And it should be sunny and bright right now at Saratoga. First post time is at 10:10 at Saratoga today. Their stakes race comes early. It's the 3rd race on the card. The $150,000 Rick Violet Stakes at 1.16 miles on the Mellon Turf Course for 3-year-olds. A field of 6 before any scratches. Your 7 to 5 favorite there is Smooth Breeze with Flavian Pratt aboard. That's the 3rd. Coming up early, the feature today at Saratoga. 10 races at Saratoga and a first post time of 10:10. 10:10 first post at Saratoga. All right, next comes Horseshoe Indianapolis. Horseshoe Indianapolis has 9 races, 8 thoroughbred races, and the 9th and final will be a quarter horse race. First post time Horseshoe Indianapolis is at 11:10. Woodbine, north of the border. Couple of carryovers at Woodbine. Super High 5 jackpot carryover, $41,595. Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $46,614. 8 races today at Woodbine in the first post time of 12:10. 12:10 first post at Woodbine. Then we go to Hawthorne Racecourse. Hawthorne has 8 races today. They have a regular pick 5 carryover there at Hawthorne today of $7,723. Regular pick 5, 8 races. First post time is at 12:40. Penn National will kick in with their racing card of 7 races at 2:45 today. Penn National first post time 2:45. And then we go to Evangeline Downs. Evangeline Downs has 8 races. Their first post time at Evangeline is set at 3:30. And then we wrap it up with Charlestown. Charlestown races has a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $7,359. 8 races today at Charlestown and a first post time of 4 p.m. That's your racing menu for today, Thursday. And can't wait to kick it up over the weekend. Right now we're going to go to Saratoga Springs where Jonathan Hardoon is with us. And he just stuck his head out the window, so we're going to get the latest of the weather reports. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Okay. Well, obviously, somebody's
Someone
trying.
is texting me about your graphics. They want you to take the post time out of the box.
Why do they want? Why?
I don't know.
That's why we put it in there, so you get the post time.
I understand. I agree with you.
Anyhow.
I should give him your number to contact you directly.
No, don't contact me directly. Our graphics guy does a great job, so there you have
He
it.
did a great job. I like the tracks in the background.
Yeah,
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks great. Okay, so Saratoga weather?
So far, so good, Ralph. It's sunny now. There is a little chance of rain later, but unlikely. And, that's about 1 o'clock. After that, it's smooth sailing the rest of the day. We'll get the day through today with no rain, hopefully.
Yesterday's races, that one race for the 2-year-olds on the turf course, Spirit of New York. Here's a horse that has been working out at Presque Isle Downs, comes in, and for Adam Rice, I guess the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree because he's got, I guess, the talents of his aunt Linda Rice. That was a nice win from Spirit of New York in that maiden race for 2-year-olds.
He's also the brother-in-law of Jose Ortiz, so keep that in mind, even though Irod happened to have ridden the horse yesterday, so it's basically all in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Jose Ortiz is married to Linda Rice's niece, so I guess, that's why he rides really first call for her, even though Lascano gets a lot of the mounts, but he hasn't been here all winter. But when he's in town and he's riding for her, pay attention.
Little family nepotism there going on, huh?
Well, it works.
It did. It certainly did.
We need all the help we could get, Ralph.
A nice $12.60 winner on a horse that looked like he should have paid $2.60 to win. It was really, you don't get at 5.5 furlongs on the turf for 2-year-olds, especially maiden 2-year-olds. You don't get them winning by that distance. You usually get them. They're really, yeah.
That was one off the screen.
Yeah.
And from the 11 post too, another, not an easy thing to do,
Yeah.
but that horse was terrific. He actually towered over that group, but who knew?
I wonder what the handle was out of Presque Isle Downs on that race at Saratoga. But in any case, I want to just take a look at some of, we're going to be stacked up on Saturday as far as Monmouth Park is concerned. So today I wanted to just take a thumbnail look at some of the other big races on Saturday because one of the races, the United Nations, has been a cornerstone race there for a long time. It used to be run at Atlantic City, if you remember. Now it's of course at it's at Monmouth, a Grade 2 on the turf. And you got a field of a dozen in that race. And, you got some of the nice trainers that are going to run in the race. Mark Cassie has Corruption. Miguel Clement has Tawny Port, a horse that is recognized by a lot of people. Chad Brown and Flavian Pratt get together on a horse called Redistricting. Limited Liability for Shug McGahee and Frankie Dettori. Grand Sonata, Todd Pletcher, Ired Ortiz Jr., Vote No, Sammy Camacho for Kelsey Danner. Rebel Red, another British bred, Luis Saez for Sherry DeVoe. Starting over, Umberto Rispoli for Brittany Russell. The 9 is Major Dew, John Velasquez for Todd Pletcher. Pletcher again there. Get Smokin' is in the race for Mark Cassie. Fernando de la Cruz will ride there. Lord Edgard Stark. Edgar Zayas for Joseph Orsino. And the 12, Hush of Storm. Brad Cox still to get a jockey for him. But it looks like a heck of a race at the 1 3/8 on the turf. Hopefully the weather will participate.
Yeah, the nice thing is, Ralph, it's a turf stake race, and there aren't 5 Chad Brown horses in the race. There's only one. And you get a full field of 12, something we're not used to. So that's really the good news. And by the way, the weather is supposed to be fine. I checked the radar and everything else that goes with it. Mm-hmm. Redistricting has a win at Monmouth last time out with Flavian Pratt. It was a stake race at Monmouth, so obviously he looks like the horse to beat. He certainly likes the track. But when you got 12 horses in the race, Ralph, you're going to have plenty of options and plenty of ways to go. Looks like it could be a good betting race. And the whole card, to be honest with you, even though they got a ton of races, the stake races are full fields and really should be a terrific day of betting there.
No question about that. The Monmouth Cup, which is a race for the handicap division, 3-year-olds and up, it's a Grade 3. And for the guys that want to kind of duck the big stakes races at Saratoga, as far as the handicap division is concerned, they get a shot in this race. And there's 8 in the race. A lot of horses that, are kind of marginal. Grand Yaco, Rabbit Hound, Classic Catch, Just a Touch is a horse that many might remember. Florent Garou is going to ride for Brad Cox. You got Cadet Corps, Surface to Air, Vitality, and Real Sensation. So I guess the horse that many people would recognize right away would be Just a Touch for Brad Cox.
Yeah, certainly the horse to beat. If you remember, he was beaten last time out when they had the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga by Raging Torrent, who went wire to wire that day. I think that was one of those days where the track was basically a conveyor belt. But I think he's going to rebound today, and I think he's going to run a big race. And again, full field of 8, so you got horses there, and that's the key.
Yeah, we don't want people looking at Monmouth Park today. That's Saturday's races. We're just taking a quick look at them because there's going to be so many on Saturday. We won't have time to go in depth to all of them. That's why we're kind of sparing them out throughout the week here, just to take a quick look at them. There's a $500,000 race, the Molly Pitcher for 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares, and a full field of 9 there as well. And there's not Torpedo Anna in there, but there's a lot of nice filly and mares. Candied, Occult, Randomize, of course, a horse that you might remember. Chad Brown and Flavian Pratt getting together with Randomize, the 5-year-old mare there. Majestic Oops. Dorth Vader is another horse that people might recall. John Velasquez for George Weaver. Regaled, Leslie's Rose, Power Squeeze, and Chilled round out that field.
Yeah, and I'll call Candide, I should say, goes for Eclipse Thoroughbred, who will be sending out journalism later in the card. Todd Pletcher happens to train this horse. Was impressive last time out at Pimlico when winning. I guess that was Preakness Day back on May 16th. So, and also has the advantage of breaking from the rail. The inside going 2 turns there is a big edge.
Yes, and those are just, a few more of the stakes races that's going to be happening at Monmouth Park on Saturday. There's a whole bunch of them, I believe 3, 6, 7 stakes races at Monmouth Park on Saturday. So it's going to be a lot of fun, that's for sure. And we'll be covering it all here on the Race Day Show. And, of course, again, the Haskell with the journalism, the horse to beat there. It seems like the trip from California to New Jersey came out fine. He jogged with a little energy yesterday, feeling out the track at Monmouth Park, and I would imagine he's doing a light exercise again today.
You got to give the Connections a lot of credit, Ralph. They ran in all 3 Triple Crown races. They don't miss a dance, Other horses take time between races, but this horse is a warrior, a throwback. He just shows up at all these races. So good for him and good for the Connections. Obviously, the horse is doing fine or they wouldn't run him, and they deserve a lot of credit. They really do.
Well, you got that Bob Baffert factor, though, where he winning so many Haskells. And like John Lendo said, Baffert did send a horse in the Haskell that probably is at least the second best in the race. If not, we'll wait and see about, you got to run the race. Like they say, you got to run the race no matter how much the race looks like it goes through one horse. But it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. And, talking about journalism going in the Haskell, well, when you put up $1 million, that has a lot of incentive, too.
Yeah, but other guys didn't do it and didn't do what he did. He ran in all 3 Triple Crown races. I thought it was crazy, to be honest with you, but they proved me wrong. The horse ran well in all 3 of them, so he deserves credit where credit is due.
The normal reaction nowadays, the way they train horses in this time and place, is that it did look a little unusual, but yet it was emphasized after the Kentucky Derby, before the Preakness, and before the Belmont Stakes, and even before this race, that the trainer said he's going to wait and see how the horse does. He didn't make a commitment. He made a comment that this was the plan that they would have in succession, but it was always the horse that was going to make the decision for them. And if you remember, he made the decision for journalism just less than 24 hours before the entries for the Preakness Stakes. So, it's the horse telling him that he can stand the rigors.
Yeah, but aren't all trainers going to basically say the same thing?
Yeah.
And if there was any sort of problem, obviously they weren't going to run. That's just like a standard answer. Oh, the horse will tell us what to do. Okay, the horse told them what to do. They spoke to Mr. Red, and he said, I'll run, so they ran.
Well, here's the deal. And, of course, the excuse after the race is always, well, he didn't like the track conditions, no matter what the track conditions are.
There's a million excuses, a million ways to lose, Ralph. One way to win.
Well, I can tell you this. There's a lot of ways of losing as far as you're a player, too. But, man, I'm telling you, Jonathan, you have been giving out at least live horses because they've been there at the finish. You had a second-place finish again yesterday, but people who are betting your horses win in place are not losing any money, that's for sure.
Well, today you could bet the horse to win, Ralph, because we're getting off that second-itis. And we're going to look at the fourth race today, 6 furlongs on the main track. The big favorite in here is number 7, Shlomo. And I would bet against this horse. Bill Mott is dropping him. Red flags surround this horse. I want to play against the 6-5 shot. I love the number 6 horse in here, Ride Up. 5-year-old gelding from the Fernando Abreu barn, brother of George Abreu. Manny Franco takes the mount, 7-2 on the morning line. Number 6, Ride Up, is a pick 5, pick 4 single in today's fourth race out at Saratoga.
All right, Saratoga is the fourth race you're talking about. Shimolo with Jose Lezcano aboard. You said for Bill Mott. Okay, now here's the deal. You know Bill Mott's go-to man, his number 1 jock is Junior Alvarado. Alvarado is at the track today. As a matter of fact, he rides in the race just before that in the Rick Violet. He's aboard River of Time. Junior Alvarado is scheduled to ride that horse. And so with Mott not using his number 1 guy, you better believe that's a red flag, isn't it?
Well, the problem with Shlomo is he had 7 career starts, and Jose Lezcano has ridden him in all 7, so we can't use that excuse.
Well, I got to tell you one thing right now. If he's had 7 races and he's dropping in class with Lezcano on him, I think that Bill Mott, if he thought he had a big shot, would put Junior on him to make sure he gets a better ride, I guess. I don't know. But in any case, it is kind of peculiar.
Maybe the owners have some connection to Lezcano. Sometimes people read too much into things.
You're right.
I'm just pointing out that Lezcano has ridden him in every race of his career. If Alvarado got off today and they put Lezcano on, that would be more of a concern. It doesn't matter. We're playing against him.
Duly noted, and you are right in that assumption. I'm just looking at it from another point of view, but you're right. Lezcano has ridden him before, and he's going to be on him at 6-5. But you're going against him anyhow. You don't care what. You're taking the 6 horse. Ride Up.
Ride Up.
Ride Up, Get Up, and Ride Up. The 6 horse in the fourth race at Saratoga is your play. And, of course, you only have 1 sheet today. You'll be back to work with the multiples over the weekend. I'm sure you'll have a sheet at Monmouth for Saturday as well as Del Mar in Saratoga. So for today, you got 1 sheet, and that is at Saratoga, right?
JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralph. Stay safe. Be well. We'll chat tomorrow.
You got it, my man. And keep that weather going there at Saratoga today, okay?
So far, so good.
All right, you got it. All right, they continue to work out on the tracks across the country in the morning, getting ready for afternoon racing, and we are too here at the Race Day Show. Coming up next will be the guy who gave us a nice winner yesterday, Rich Eng. Don't go away.
Here we are in Houston, opening up our first veteran village. This beautiful building that's going to house 161 homeless veterans. Any veteran that risked their lives and are struggling with PTSD, mental illness, addiction. We're also building what I call comfort homes, 500 square foot homes. These are for older homeless veterans, so they have their own space and give them back some of their dignity, some of their independence, and most certainly give them back their life. Go to T2T.org to learn how you can change a veteran's life forever.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book, South Point Studio.
We don't make stuff up here.
I would only play the Pirates team total going under.
What the hell happened to Minnesota's pitching? This total is really crashed without plumbing the lineup.
I think this number's too high, but they're landing me the 6.
Oh, I know.
Caitlin Clark drives handle
on the WNBA.
Never mind all these Mickey Mouse other stations. We are giving you hands-on information.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Our chatters are chatting away on the chat box there on the Race Day page on YouTube. And they have some interesting comments. And one of them, of course, is that one of the chatters said that that stakes race down at Del Mar is down, Delaware, I should say, not Del Mar, Delaware Park is down to a 3-horse field. So they got some scratches in that thing. And another chatter was commenting that the Linda Rice's nephew, Adam Rice, has won his last 4 races on the turf at Saratoga. Okay. Some of the chatting going on. Got smart chatters out there, that's for sure. Now let's get started going to Rich Ang standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Richie, a nice winner yesterday and held a nice price. You figured that Paco Lopez going to Colonial Downs, people would raise, an eyebrow or two on that horse. But the horse, won and paid a nice price of $8 and was it $8.20 there?
20 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened was the big favorite was a Grand Motion horse who went off at even money and got stuck down on the inside. And Paco Lopez gave his horse just a beautiful mount. He pocketed that horse, broke on top, and opened up a lead that was insurmountable. So Paco does it again for us.
Yeah, Paco, and he is definitely right now the kingpin at Monmouth Park. We'll wait and see. Probably he'll be in action on Saturday at Monmouth with all those big stakes races. Well, we go to Saratoga today, upstate New York. And Richie, Jonathan says the weather is holding right now at Saratoga. Might be a nice day at the races today.
Well, I picked the race and a horse for the main track. So if it rains, I think the horse is still going to go out. But let's take a look at Saratoga's 8th race. It's a 9-furlong first level allowance. There's going to be a monster favorite, the number 3, Stars and Stripes, Bill Mott and Jose Lezcano. This horse might probably going to be even money, maybe less. But I like a horse that's got some meat on the bones, Ralph, on the outside. Number 7, Lordship. This is Chad Brown, Flavion Pratt. 8-1 in the morning line.
Wow.
Blinkers on. This horse is a homebred out of Gun Runner, so I think the connections feel this horse has a bright future. It kind of didn't run as well as they had hoped for in the Long Branch at Monmouth, but this horse still has plenty of time to grow up and develop. So let's go with number 7, Lordship, Flavion Pratt, and Chad Brown.
All right, in the 8th race today at Saratoga, number 7, Lordship. Pratt for Chad Brown, 8-1 on the morning line there. The 7 in the 8th race at Saratoga is Rich Ang's play off of that nice winner yesterday, Richie. And, of course, you get back to work for handicapping Southern California with Del Mar tomorrow, right?
Can't wait. Let's roll up the racing form. Let's go.
All right, you got it, my man. Well, I understand there's the first weekend at Del Mar, a lot of action at the window for entering horses. So it's going to be they're going to be nice fields for the weekend, starting out tomorrow at Del Mar. So it'll be really interesting and a lot of fun, that's for sure.
And I don't expect too many scratches because it doesn't rain in Southern California, right now.
No, you know the song. It never rains in Southern California.
True, very true.
In any case, Richie, and of course, daily racing forms will be out and ready to go for the Del Mar season as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. We'll be fine.
All right. You got it, Richie. Thanks a lot, my man. And we'll talk to you on the opening day where the turf meets the surf. Thanks a lot, my man.
Thanks. Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right. You got it. We're going to take our final break. And when we come back, John Lindo is standing by right down there where the turf meets the surf. And, of course, Jerry Jackowitz along with his Saratoga play as well. So don't go away. We got a lot left to do.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. Join us for one of our biggest nights of the year, California Breeders' Champions Night on July 26th, with a full night of stakes action, with the Governor's Cup Futurity led by the super talented filly French Valley, plus top qualifier El Dictator. The Governor's Cup Derby will have a lineup of accomplished runners, plus the ageless Cattail Cove could also be in action. It's the track of sunsets and stars, Los Alamitos Racecourse, California Breeders' Champions Night.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, back on this almost Friday, Thursday Race Day Las Vegas program. We now go to Southern California, where Mr. John Lendo is getting ready to go where the surf meets the turf. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. We know the weather's going to be great there in Southern California. We know that they are entering horses to have a nice, full competitive fields for the first weekend of racing at Del Mar. And all they have to do is get set and ready to go tomorrow when the horses come out on the track for the first race.
And it'll be good to see full fields basically throughout the day. I think, right around 100 horses will run in those 10 races if everything goes according to plan. And we've got a lot of maiden races on Saturday featuring the Calbreds. And one thing to notice, Ralph, you look at the overnight, those Calbred races with the maiden bonuses and everything else you have going, the purse on those maiden races are $100,000, the same purse as the Oceanside Stakes.
Yeah, wow. So they're beefing up the maiden purses for the straight maiden races all over the country, really, aren't they?
But you have to compete because of all the maiden purses that are back east. You better have a decent number to bring those horses and make it so the owners will spend the money to bring those horses here. So they're aggressive with that. Del Mar understands it. They're doing whatever they can. And we got to get the young horses here because they turn into older horses. We need the inventory.
Certainly, and I can't wait for it to start there. And as I was going through earlier in the show, Bob Baffert's loaded up with all those expensive 2-year-olds in his barn getting ready to go. But there's an array of trainers that have a lot of nice 2-year-olds that are going to be competing against him in those races for 2-year-olds, those maiden races. So it's going to be really interesting, that's for sure. And I'm glad to see that the Calbred races are starting to get pumped up as well with those type of purses. We didn't have a chance to go over the jockey trainer standings yesterday at Saratoga. So what I want to do is kind of update them as well as we move into today's racing at Saratoga. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I don't have the numbers in front of me from yesterday.
All right. Irad Ortiz Jr. had 9 winners going into yesterday, but he had a couple of more winners. He had 1 win yesterday, so Irad now has 10 wins. Actually, he has 2 wins. He had 2 wins yesterday, so Irad now has 11 winners. Brother Jose had 1 win. He goes from 8 to 9. Flavian Pratt had a win, so he goes from 6 to 7 as far as the top jockeys are concerned yesterday. As far as the trainers, Linda Rice leads the trainers with 4 wins. Todd Pletcher, 3 winners on Sunday to tie Chad Brown and George Weaver for second place. And the favorites before yesterday were winning at a 29% clip on opening week. And that was all part of the goody information that you had on the Lender report yesterday, but we didn't get a chance to get to it yesterday. You have, of course, another Lender report today covering the late pick 5, as you did yesterday. Today, the Lender report will cover the late pick 5 at Saratoga, plus all the goody information and the suggested late pick 5 ticket. It's all on one comprehensive sheet, the Lender report, right now here at the South Point. Only here at the South Point in this gaming capital, free of charge, complimentary, because they love horse players. Really that simple. John, did you notice that big win by that 2-year-old on the maiden on the turf yesterday at Saratoga?
Yeah, I did. Impressive in that Adam Rice, like you said, he's won his last 4 starters bringing horses to the turf at Saratoga, and he's 7 for 10 bringing horses in general to the turf at Saratoga. So that's an angle that I did not know. David Aragona of Daily Racing Form put that out on X or Twitter, and terrific stat because, boy, when you see a new face coming into Saratoga, there's some big guns you got to take on when you go over there.
The thing is, one of our chatters on the chat box noted that the last 4 maidens that he brought that ran on the turf at Saratoga were winners. It was part of that stat that you were talking about. So even at that point, the horse paid $12 and change that at Saratoga and was training at Presque Isle Downs.
Well, they get that synthetic surface over there, but obviously he knows a turf horse when he sees it, and he knows where to go.
Yeah, no kidding. That's for sure. Not to mention he had a chance to have dinner with his family there as well.
Well, I know who's picking up the tab.
You better believe it, right? Huh? That's for sure. Hey, today at Saratoga, we got 10 races. Hopefully the weather will participate and hold the way it is right now, and we'll keep the turf races on the turf and the main track races on a fast main track. The Rick Violet comes up as the feature race early. It's the 3rd race on the card. And by morning line standards, you got to get by Flavien Prat with Smooth Breeze.
That looks like the race to me. Flavian's going to be tough on this horse, and it's a small field. I don't expect a lot of traffic problems. And you put that guy on the best horse, chances are you're going to have a pretty good result.
John, we could take a pick from you for today at Saratoga.
Let's go to race 7. This is a wide open 7-furlong dirt race, Ralph. And I like the chances of number 6, Skylander here. Came off a layoff last time going 1 mile and 1/8. Got fit. He's a better horse around one turn, so he cuts back in distance, drops in class. Rider switch to Joel Rosario. I just think, maybe that was a prep to get over here to Saratoga. He'll be fit today, and at 6-1 on the morning line, there's value on number 6, Skylander, race number 7, Saratoga.
All right, 7th race at Saratoga today, number 6, Skylander. It is the second in the late pick 5 sequence as well. 7th race, number 6, Skylander with Joel Rosario aboard at 6-1. Your play is the 6 in the 7th race. And again, you have a suggested late pick 5. You're handicapping the last 5 races today at Saratoga. It's available right now here at the South Point free of charge. And John, I would imagine that you're going to have a little bit of higher kick in your step tomorrow when we start off at Del Mar.
Well, we'll be busy producing through the weekend cards today and getting everything ready, and then we'll enjoy the races tomorrow. The 2 o'clock first post on Friday. Tomorrow they go to the 4 o'clock first post on Fridays later after this week, but 2 o'clock tomorrow first post.
All right, you got it. Thanks a lot, John. We'll talk to you on opening day at Del Mar tomorrow.
All right, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right, you got it, my man. Now let's go to Jerry Jackowitz standing by, and Jerry, of course, will be doing
Ralph.
You'll be doing double duty too, won't you, Jerry, with your power pages for Saratoga and Del Mar?
Oh, of course. And don't forget, people out there, we have the summer special, so you can get the whole meat for Del Mar and Saratoga, for that matter, at a nicely discounted price.
Now, your summer special, you're talking about at the discounted price, clumps both Saratoga and Del Mar together or independently?
No, you play the one you like. If you want Del Mar, it's price. You get the entire meat for $180.
Oh, okay, all right. And same deal goes for Saratoga?
That's for the plus. Same. Saratoga's the same thing.
All right, good enough, my man. Well, you're going to give us a play today at Saratoga for the price of watching race day.
That is correct. Let's go to race number 2 at Saratoga.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit of the Law. It's a fairly easy read. First time on the turf, and the horse has raced the Skelling's race many times. Just wild improvement in every regard, both in the final time, but also in the way he ran. He was much more relaxed and finished beautifully last time out. I think we have to give this horse another opportunity to move forward now that he knows the turf a little bit and can feel it underneath him.
Okay.
Has felt it. So I like number 4, Spirit of the Law, really a lot in the second race, his star horse. I'll take the 4 over the 1, 3, 6, and 8. Reverse 1, 3, 6, and 8 back over the 4. As it happens, I have 2 star horses in the race. The 3 is the other one, Mo 88. So I'm going to press up 4, 3, 3, 4.
All right. Again, the second race at Saratoga, the 4 is the key, Spirit of the Law. The 4, the link-ups are 1, 3, 6, and 8, and reverse. You always reverse them. And then since the other star horse, in addition to Spirit of the Law, which is also the feature play on the card, the other star horse is the 3, so you're going to bang the 3-4-4-3 again, right?
Correct.
Okay, good enough. And by the way, not to give away anything at all, there's also a V horse in that race that you did put in as part of your play as well.
That is so true.
Yes, it is.
I like that.
Anyhow,
that's what a V horse is. It's basically for turns and stuff. Usually, at least that's the way I conceived of it.
Well, and you always the V horse obviously is called a value play because you are anticipating that the horse will be a price that is a value much. The price is higher than the actual value of the participation of the horse, and so it becomes a value play.
Right. The V horse is typically a double-digit odds horse that has a chance to run a little bit.
Yeah,
so
good.
That's how it
like those V's, pal. Like those V's. All right. Anyhow, Jerry has a full sheet of Saratoga today at his website, jerryjspowerpage.com. And all I got to say is we'll wrap up this Thursday show by reminding everybody tomorrow is opening day at Del Mar, and we get our breakfast, lunch, and dinner horse playing started throughout the summertime with Del Mar opening tomorrow, and of course Saratoga continuing as well. A lot of good stuff happening, and certainly this weekend the big races at Monmouth Park. But in the meantime, Jerry's got one more thing to say.
Have a great race day, everybody.